There is this weird coworker I have at my job where he. Cool. Thanks, alarm on my phone. Okay, it's time to start the video. um, this is weird coworker at my job, this Afghanistan guy who started less than a month ago, and you know, he nobody really resonated with him at all at first, especially because he smelled like shit. He wore the same clothes. He consistently smelled like shit throughout the entire day. To the point where like me and all the other regular people there, by regular I mean like all the regulars in my area, were just like, yeah, this guy smells like shit. But then like last Thursday, it got to the point where I started to notice that like he would stare at me, and this is something I realized with like the Muslim people or the Afghanistan people at my job, where they would stare at you just for no reason, and then you look at them and they're just like smile, which is like it's fine on paper, but like after a while it's like, what the fuck? So, you know, eventually on Friday of last week, he started to be like really close to me, and like as in he would go to me be like, oh Matt, you know, say my name in like a high-pitched tone and just like be all smiley. And I've dealt with this sort of thing before from like one of them, another Afghanistan person who used to work at my job, and he would do the same thing. He would just be like really fucking weird and creepy, and you know, I would like just say hi, still see him like look up at me when I was working. Like I would look up and he'd be in front of me, because that's the way the area I was at would be positioned. So it's not like I would just look up and he would just randomly walk in front of me and stare. It's just the unfortunate setup that I had to deal with. So yeah, basically, I would, you know, look up, he'd be looking at me like viciously, basically like with a deadpan stare, or just like say some goofy shit, and I would just be like, haha, yeah. And so yeah, it wasn't until Monday earlier this week when it was like, you know, we were working together. We had to like work across from each other. It was actually probably Tuesday, I think. Yeah, it was Tuesday, actually. So, you know, we're working, tipping boxes together, like these long boxes. So then he randomly asked me, like, Matt. And I was like, huh? He was like, do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? And I was like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And then he was like, no boyfriend? And I was like, nope, no. And then he just kept being like, no boyfriend? Like, no boyfriend? Just repeating that over and over. And then I was like, I've seen this move before. I've had to deal with this like twice by now at this job. So I was like, I'm just gonna like not have this happen to me in any way again. So I left. I went to the bathroom and was like, I was trying to think of like, what do I do in this situation? Like, did I go to HR? And then I left the bathroom, and then I walked across one of my coworkers who was in my area, who someone else told about, like, who someone told him about it, like what happened. And I was like, hey Matt, like, you should go to HR, like the office, to talk about it. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went to HR, I talked to the HR person about it, and like within the next day or two, the guy had started to act normal and had started to like wear different clothes for once, surprisingly. And you know, he doesn't smell like shit that much anymore. He smells like okay now. But I forgot to mention another thing. The last thing that he did, the last weird thing that he did, which was also on Tuesday, he came up to me because I changed sides in my area. He came up to me while I was like packing paper in a box, or cases rather, and he was like, hey Matt. And I was like, hi. So yeah, keep in mind this was the same day. I had no idea if like HR or anybody went up to him yet, and he was like, "Hey Matt, I'm tired, haha." And I was like, hey, "You tired? Yeah, same." And he just randomly asked me like, "Do you want a massage?" And I was like, I didn't understand him at first. So I was like, "What?" He's like, "Do you want a massage, Matt?" And I was like, "No, I don't. Get the fuck away from me." And then he just like, he was starting to laugh as I was saying that. And I was like, "No, I don't like want a massage. Get the fuck away from me." And he just like walked away. So, yeah, that was my experience with the weird fucking guy at my job. It happens from time to time, unfortunately. It's very annoying. I think for like every year I've been here, I had like one person, come up and just be like really fucking weird to me. There's other coworkers, like I did bring one of them up in this video. Don't really have to do a separate video talking about it, but there's like two other guys that come into mind that I could do a video of. So yeah, hopefully someday I'll do a video about them. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching this video, and yeah, if you liked the video, like and sub, then I'll do it. Bye bye.